Okay, people. I'm trying something a little bit different. I've been watching a lot of moto vloggers lately. Guys that ride their motorcycles and vlog about life, about motorcycle safety and other things. And this is just something I've been getting into. I'm actually saving up, trying to get my bike in Maine down here to Massachusetts and work on it, get it back running. Something that I've really wanted to do, but today that's not what I wanted to talk about. Today what I wanted to talk about is trusting God. And this is going to be different for in the Wolves Den, I know, here doing this moto vlog. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of talk about yesterday was an anniversary for me. Yesterday was the anniversary of me getting a notice from a church that they would have liked to talk to me about moving to Maine, being at this church. It was a good-sized church, multi-campus church. They were looking for an associate pastor in one specific area. Would have been good. Would have been just as I was getting out of college. And just a lot of different things were going on in my life at the time. My father was just about a year removed from having a major stroke, which had paralyzed him and made it a need for him to be in a nursing home to be taken care of 24/7. Some other factors were going on, and part of it was also my wife. She had a fear of if we moved away, because money had always been tight in our home, that we would not be able to come home in the case of an emergency if something happened with her grandparents or parents, her siblings, anything in that regard. We would not be able to come home and be with the family at the time. And for years it's been one of those things that has always been a what if, what could have been. And needless to say, what's gone on over that time is we have lived on the bare essentials. It has been tough for me to find work. I'm at a church as a bivocational pastor. I get no money from that church to meet the needs. I'm solely reliant right now on a little bit of public assistance, which we're slowly getting off of. I just recently got a part-time job 2 months ago yesterday, and I love it. And what's going on is, while there, I have actually had a small raise in less than 2 months, and just recently, this week, was made a head cashier. And so, a new position. I'm going to have people under me that I'm going to have to observe and make sure that they're doing their jobs properly. That includes another raise, and that also went from part-time to full-time. So God's blessed us, but at the same time, I still have this gnawing feeling that God wants me to be really thinking about ministry, whether or not that's full-time or in another church in a bivocational sense where I can be used more I don't know. But, it just goes back into the word where it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your own understanding. And that was my main problem, was I was looking at things in how I could control them. I was looking at things in how it was going to benefit me, or just looking at things in some kind of sense where it was going to be an interesting, I don't want to say fairy tale way, but there's just kind of one of those things. You see a lot or read a lot of these books, and you expect things to happen that way, and it kind of goes with what my current pastor mentor is telling me. He doesn't like Christian movies too much because they tend to sugarcoat a story and make everything look like if you do it this way, things are going to fall into place right away. And that's not always the case. And in fact, even the Bible tells us that some people are meant to go through trials and suffering as a witness and testimony. And so, you just kind of sit there and you say, okay, how is this going to work? And we've got some people here trying to get you to vote for some people. But anyway, that's really kind of where I wanted to go. Is this is the way life is. I'm sitting here and trying to get things going. I love the church I'm in right now. I'm currently a community pastor there. What that means is right now it's actually a position that's been changing quite a bit over the years. It's a position that's been changing quite a bit over the years. That's my radio. It always does that. I don't know why, but it's just one of these things. It's a position that's been changing rapidly. I work with the website. Currently, I'm overseeing the community groups, the small group structure, which is also part of our discipleship program process. That includes, for me, men's ministry, which I love. I love men's ministry. It's something that originally I went into because I saw the need to go into, and I didn't really have a plan. But God, over the last few years, has been really opening my eyes up to what I need to do there. And so, yeah, that's just about it. And right now our church has changed. We were a plant church. We were in a storefront for, 6 years. We had an established church that was actually dying, if you will. Had gone from, I don't know how many people, but the building seated like about 300, 350 people, and there was only about 27 people in there. They contacted the church, and long story short, God has grown both congregations. We decided to just drop being two campuses and go back to being one church. That way there, it would be so that the pastors wouldn't be trying to run two different churches, basically. And it's been good. And we're right now at about 100 people, and growing and seeing growth in the people spiritually. Community groups are growing. So, God's blessing. But that's the thing that I've been, one of the things that working at this job has been good. Actually, I'm not going to stay here too much longer because I don't want to bore you with the same outlook. But basically, one of the things that has kind of come into play is that with me getting this position, I've seen like even how I need to grow as a pastor, and just a few things that I'm going to be changing in the next few months going into our launch of our spring semester for community groups. That's what's going to be interesting in many ways, is that we are going to see how that is going to help probably change the group a little bit and help grow the church. And what I mean is, there are things where now in my secular job I have to like observe people and report. And I think where I've slacked a little bit as a pastor is I just kind of took it for granted that people were doing their job, and I realized I need to kind of get more involved. And I've seen it said this way in some books and other observations of being a good leader, is that you need to get your hands dirty. And so that's kind of where I'm going at in this. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, it is one of these things where I'm learning to trust God, and as I'm trusting God, and I've been hypercritical of myself, I do see areas that I'm growing in, areas that I have grown in, areas where like my pastor and mentors and the other associate pastors of the church have seen me grow in. And so that's kind of the thing that I was getting at, is I'm trusting the Lord more, to the point that my wife and I have said that we are going to take a year and pray and just be in this time and season, probably this next year, and continue to grow at our church and help our fellow brothers and sisters grow in their faith, but also keep an ear out as to where God might be calling us in the next year or so. So anyway, that's it. Let me know in your comments what you thought of this style blog. Hopefully you liked it. You get to see a little bit of South Coast Massachusetts here. You can see that we've had some snow, and we actually have a cold snap coming, Arctic snap tomorrow, which is Sunday. Anyway, I gotta get to work. So I will talk to you all later. God bless.